Hey guys, ShinigamiNG here, and today is another video. I say another, this is the first video I've made in a little while, if you haven't been paying attention, so sorry about that to start with. First off, I'm not dead. Hey, good news. Good news, everybody. I'm still alive. Great news. And if you've paid attention to any of my social media in the past, I've had a few close calls where I almost wasn't alive, several different times. Which is one of the things I'm going to talk about in this video. So I've been kind of debating. I've been really not even sure if I wanted to make this video to start with, if I just wanted to jump back into things and pretend like nothing has happened. First off, I'm not leaving YouTube. I want to continue making videos. I want to continue making content. I want to continue having fun with all of you guys. Second, I really apologize for the mess in the background. I'm looking at my screen here and realizing there's like a paper towel roll over there. My TV is laying on the floor over here. There's a computer case right there. Some Nintendo DS boxes. That is me and Shinny Wifey's old Nintendo DS. Just, random crap like that laying around. So I apologize for the mess. There are ceiling tiles. Oh, man, this is so weird. So there's a ceiling tile. That one is lifted up a little bit. These over here in the corner are lifted up. It's a mess down here. Partially because we've been slowly remodeling our basement, but that's another story for another time. And I may actually make a video on that once things get a little bit more finished and calmed down. So, again, I apologize for one, for my rambling, and two, for my absence for a little while. So for those of you who do follow me on social media, and maybe other places, or who just know me in person, maybe you're on the Discord, I try my best to keep everyone kind of informed about what's going on. So first off, I'm going to try to be kind of blunt here. I have ulcerative colitis. It is a autoimmune disease. It's incurable. Some people say it is curable. It's widely debated. I'm not going to get into whether it is or isn't curable. It's not a pleasant disease to deal with. I've had it for going on 14, 15 years now. I've had it for roughly half of my life. I was not diagnosed initially with it. It took several years to for the doctors to discover really what it was. It's not super common. It's not super well known, and even I can go to 2 different doctors, and I can go to probably 10 different doctors, and they may all tell me 10 different things. For all I know, I've seen quite a few different doctors. I primarily see a specialist, a gastroenterologist. Big fancy word. So basically, I guess I should say, ulcerative colitis is similar, not exactly like, but similar to Crohn's disease. And Crohn's is not, popular is not the right word, but it's a little bit more well known, I guess. More people have heard of Crohn's than they have ulcerative colitis, it seems like. So a lot of times, if I can just tell someone that it's kind of similar, it's like a sister disease to Crohn's. Neither are pleasant. In fact, my recent doctor is actually thinking it's possible I may have Crohn's instead of ulcerative colitis. I may have had Crohn's all along, and it just was presenting itself as ulcerative colitis. I don't want to get into too much medical terminology. I've studied a bit of this just because I do have this disease, and I do have a lot of different medical issues. So I have studied some of it, not like on a doctor level or anything like that. I don't even presume to know everything about it, but I do my best to try to keep myself kind of as best and not as knowledgeable as I can be about my own disease. So I've had ulcerative colitis for several years now. It's not pleasant. It really mostly deals with stuff in the stomach, the gut, to be gross. I'm not going to post any pictures or anything like that, but, cause that'd probably get me kicked off YouTube for some of it. But it all has to do with the digestive system, basically. Or its main its main area of attack is the digestive system. But to put it simply, and this isn't going to be 100% accurate, but it's one of the best ways to describe it. Basically, whenever I am in a major flare-up, whenever my ulcerative colitis is attacking me, or potentially my Crohn's, if that's what I actually have, I guess that's still a possibility. Which I do have some inflammation now. But basically, what happens is my immune system decides that my parts of my lower digestive system, I won't go into any more details, but it's basically the other end, the end where everything comes back out. Everything over there and up a little ways into me. God, this is like the weirdest way to describe this. But basically, my immune system decides that those body parts shouldn't be there. It thinks that it's like when someone gets like a kidney transplant or something, right? Like they have to take medicine because their body doesn't like the new kidney. Their body like rejects it and stuff. So basically, I didn't get a new kidney, but my body thinks that I didn't get new intestines or a new colon or anything like that. But my body thinks that it shouldn't be there. So it thinks it's a trespasser. So it's sending Osmosis Jones down there to kill it. That's a reference for, if anyone gets that, give me a like or something on this video, because I hope that was a good reference. It felt like a good one. We'll see. So anyways, I've had ulcerative colitis for a long time. It can be, in my worst times, it has been absolutely debilitating. I've spent a lot of time in the hospital, luckily not recently, but over the past years, I've spent combined total weeks, maybe borderline months in the hospital, at the very least. A lot of time going back and forth to doctors. I see doctors much more than the average person. A lot of people go for their yearly checkup, maybe one other visit a year, and that's it. I pretty much have multiple times a month that I'm seeing a doctor, whether it's my gastroenterologist, my specialist, my primary care physician, all that good stuff. So, but because I have ulcerative colitis, at least this is what I've been told by several different doctors, but because I have ulcerative colitis, my body is a little bit more prone to different things. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on that because over the past years, I'm 30, by the way. We'll start off with that. I'm not, I guess for some people that's super old, but for me that doesn't seem super old. I'm not like in my 60s. I'm not like an elderly, even 60 doesn't seem like that should be an elderly man, but I'm not like 90 years old or anything. Well, everyone can agree 90 should probably be a fairly old person at that point, right? Unless you're Captain America. But sorry, this is a sensitive topic for me. It's sorry. I have a rough time talking about this sometimes. So in my past, I mean, I've broken a few bones. That's fine. That's normal. That happens. Rock climbing accident, broke my leg. Cool. It happens, whatever. That's not related to my disease at all. A few years back, I had a really, really close call. I had blood clots in my lungs. I'm not going to go through the whole story right now because that is an exciting and crazy story all on its own. I might make a video on that at some point, but I had blood clots in my lungs. And when I say clots, when the doctor came in, I was in the emergency room when this happened. Extreme pain in my chest. I thought I was having a heart attack. I've never had a heart attack, but if I was to guess what a heart attack felt like, this is what I would have guessed that a heart attack felt like. I was not having a heart attack, luckily, but I did have blood clots in my lungs. And when the doctor came back to the room to give me the bad news, just seeing that look on her face of, here's the news I've got to bring to this guy, was not a good face. That is not the kind of face you want to see on your doctor when she's coming to visit you in the emergency room. So, you know, she let me know I had blood clots in my lungs, which was the good news, because if they had not gotten caught in my lungs, if they had not gotten caught in the alveoli or whatever you want to call it in my lungs, and all those little vessels, they could have continued up to my heart or to my brain, and basically that would have been presto bango, instant, no more shinny, no more shinny. I would have been gone. So not fun, not exciting. And it wasn't a couple of blood clots. Like I remember asking this. I remember specifically being like, okay, you said clots, blood clots with an S, plural. How many? Like, how many am I looking at? And this was also not the type of answer you want to hear, but thousands, not a countable amount. It was a ton. She said she personally had never seen that many at one time. I had a lot of blood clots in my lungs. Very, very, very painful. I mean, I was glad to know that at least I had an answer to why I was in so much extreme pain at that very moment. I could hardly breathe. I couldn't sit up straight. I was like choking, gasping for air. They had me on oxygen. They had me on painkillers. I was on morphine. It was extreme. This was one of the most painful things I've ever felt in my life. Probably easily top 3. We'll say that, easily top 3. I don't know the exact ranking on all the painful experiences I've ever had, but that one was pretty bad. By the way, this is going to be a long video. Just thought I'd point that out. We're already 12 minutes in. This is going to be hopefully not super long, but this is going to be a pretty long video. So that was a fun recovery. I was on blood thinners, extreme blood thinners while I was in the hospital. I was on 6 months continued blood thinners after I left the hospital. I think I was in the hospital for 4 days for that one. Might have been 5. I don't remember. My memory's fuzzy because I have spent so many different times in the hospital for so many different situations. Sometimes I forget which one was which, but I'm pretty sure I was there for 4 or 5 days for that situation. I think I should have a frequent flyer card for the hospital. That should be a thing. This is, by the way, this is going to be kind of like a vlog, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Just kind of explaining things, talking to you guys. Feel free to leave comments, letting me know that you're glad I'm still alive, because I am. I'm glad I'm still alive. You don't have to be, but I would appreciate comments letting me know that you're glad I'm still alive, because that's always fun to have. So, long recovery, 6 months of blood thinners. First 2 or 3 months, I could barely even walk. I couldn't breathe. This is also one of the reasons I cough so much. I don't think I've coughed hardly at all so far in this video, but most people comment like, wow, you're still coughing? Yes, unfortunately. In all my videos, I feel like, maybe not all of them, but I feel like I am constantly coughing. Like, especially if I'm doing a live stream, I'm coughing. I have coughing fits. I drink tons of water. I try to keep my voice as best I can. I've got water. I've got 3 more water bottles sitting here next to me. Sorry, I needed some water. But that's one of the reasons why I cough so much. I do have lung damage. It probably isn't permanent. It will probably eventually will heal, but it does seem to be a slow heal, because it has been a few years now. I think this was 2016, if I'm remembering right on dates here of when that happened. Maybe, no, 2016, that sounds right. Fall of 2016. Crappy fall. Very crappy. Advice, don't get blood clots. Don't do that. We still don't know what caused it. There was no good explanation for it. I was waiting to have a knee surgery at the time, but I wasn't like bedridden. I was still walking fine. I mean, I think I had a crutch that I was kind of hobbling around with, but I mean, I was off work for like 2 or 3 days before what was supposed to be the surgery, and there was no good explanation of why I had thousands of blood clots. But basically, if I ever get another blood clot ever in my whole life, I will permanently be on blood thinners for the rest of my life, which does not sound fun. Blood thinners are kind of weird. They make you feel a little weird. Avoid them. Avoid blood clots and potentially blood thinners if you can. They kind of suck. So last year, and possibly because of this previous lung damage, and again because of my ulcerative colitis, supposedly I'm more prone to like inflammation and things like that. This last year, twice, on 2 separate occasions, I partially collapsed one of my lungs. One time I was sick, I had the flu, I threw up. Throwing up collapsed my lung. Partially, I should say, partially collapsed my lung. What did they call that? A pneumothorax, I think is the technical term for it. Don't do that either. If you can avoid that, do not collapse your lung. That was extremely painful, and the first time it happened, I was terrified. I thought that, I mean, one, it hurt a lot, but I thought that I somehow had blood clots in my lungs. It was a very similar type of pain. It was, luckily, that's not what it was. I would much rather have another pneumothorax or partially collapsed lung than have the blood clots again. The recovery time on that was much quicker. I think each time I spent a couple of days in the hospital and had about a week or so of recovery to make sure everything had healed. They kept me a couple of nights just to make sure that it was healing and that it wasn't going to continue to collapse. I was supposed to take it easy for like a couple of weeks, and then basically work back up to it, try to exert myself, make sure, do some long breathing exercises to make sure that it would heal. And it did. It healed the first time, it healed the second time. I hope I don't have it happen again, but twice in 1 year, not exciting. I don't remember what happened the second time. I think I coughed really bad or something, and yeah, so I'm trying my best to not cough and not get the flu. I do not want to throw up again. I don't want to collapse the lung again. So, yeah. Okay, so those are some bad things that happened. Possibly related to my ulcerative colitis. I mean, it's all kind of speculation. There's no real rhyme or reason. Honestly, none of those things should have happened. But also, more recently, I went in for another checkup for my ulcerative colitis, as one does when they have, I'm just going to call it UC for now. It's a lot easier to refer to it as UC, instead of saying ulcerative colitis every single time. I don't have cancer. I'll start with that. Good news first. I do not have cancer. However, I am at a much higher risk for cancer, especially colon cancer. I have had family members that have had different types of cancer, which puts me at risk. But then also, the longer I have ulcerative colitis, especially the longer I have it while in a flare or in a inflamed state, the more likely I am to develop a cancer. So not fun, not exciting, but luckily, so far so good, no cancer. Excuse me. Again, I am in an is the correct, whatever. I'm in an inflamed state right now. It's not super bad. I've definitely had much worse, but it's not, it's really draining is the best way I can explain it. Like, it really doesn't, I don't have a lot of energy left at the end of the day. Like, I work a full shift at work. I come home, try to hang out with my wife and daughter for a bit. Oh, by the way, Shinny Baby's doing really good. I guess I should have said that earlier. Shinny Wifey's doing very well as well. Shinny Baby is now almost 1.5 years old. I'm so excited. She's, sometimes she's fussy. Obviously, she's a baby, but, she's growing great. Her hair is so freaking long for her age. Her and Shinny Wifey are definitely like the highlights of my day, especially coming home from work. sometimes I beat them home because she gets off work and goes and picks her up. Shinny wifey gets off work and goes and picks up Shinny baby, not the other way around. Hopefully that was implied, but you know, just in case. But yeah, they're definitely the highlight of my day, coming home and seeing them. This is kind of a weird video. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think I've ever done something quite like this, quite this long. But so anyways, Shinny baby's doing good, but you know, coming home, hanging out with them, spending time with them, and after a full day's work, I'm just drained. And on it, like it's late right now, like when I'm recording this. I'm not gonna upload this right away, but I'm usually not even able to stay up this late. Like I'm so drained whenever I mean, my body is literally trying its best to destroy itself. It is trying as hard as it can. It is spending energy on things that don't even make sense, but it thinks it does. My immune system thinks that it's doing a great job, and sometimes I wish it had a face that I could just punch. So like, man, that would be great. I would feel it would probably hurt really bad, but I would feel better knowing that I could physically inflict pain on my immune system that has caused me so much pain over the years. Okay, so on to the bad news. I do not have cancer, which is good. But I was also diagnosed with IBS. So I have both ulcerative colitis and IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome, which is also kind of a similar disease. I mean, I guess they're all kind of sort of linked together in some way. They affect a lot of similar areas of the body. The problem that has been for me is the medicine I normally take for my ulcerative colitis seems to be making my IBS worse. So my UC medicine is making my IBS worse, but the things that I would take for IBS have also been making my UC worse. So we're kind of in this we're kind of in like a, not a holding pattern, but we don't know what to put me on right now, which is another reason I've been seeing the doctors a little bit more often. So sorry, I'm trying really hard to kind of keep this together. Again, this isn't stuff I normally share with people. This isn't stuff I normally I don't really like talking about it. Sorry. I don't, this isn't, I'm sorry. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. I try to keep my kind of, hopefully I come across as having kind of a cheery demeanor. I try really hard to do that. Not that that's not me, but I try not to let kind of some of, I try not to let some of what's like things that are happening to me, like things that are kind of dragging me down. I don't want that to drag other people down. I don't want it to drag down Shinny wifey and Shinny baby, especially. I don't want to bring down my friends and family. But I'm gonna be just 100% honest here. I have been super duper. That sounds more positive than it should, but I've been super duper depressed lately. So I've been kind of battling my depression a bit on top of the UC and IBS, and trying to manage those, and I'm so drained all the time. I can't keep up with the hobbies I want to. I haven't been making videos. I haven't uploaded anything since January. I was just looking at that today. I have not uploaded a video since January. I had a couple of really short streams sometime a couple of months ago. I don't even know when those were now. But and I want to keep making content. I want to grow my channel. I want to have fun with you guys. I want to be playing games. I want to be hanging out with you guys. I want to spend time with Shinny Wifey and Shinny Baby. And I keep having these, I mean, I've had a handful of very recent near-death experiences that were super duper fun in the hospital. By the way, that was sarcasm. They were not super duper fun. None of those experiences were super duper fun. Hospitals also are not super duper fun. I can't think of a reason you would ever be in a hospital that could be considered super duper fun. If someone out there has had an experience where they were at the hospital or something that has gone wrong and they were just having super duper fun the whole time, please leave me a comment. Please tell me about your super duper fun hospital experience. Maybe that'll cheer me up a little bit. But yeah, so a mix of just the constant fatigue that I've been dealing with. I feel like, was there just a bug? I think there was just a bug that flew past me up like right, I saw something like right up here. So if you rewind a bit, tell me if there was a bug there. Leave that in the comments too. Because I thought I saw something. Pretty sure. Sorry, getting distracted. But yeah, so just kind of the fatigue from that, dealing with multiple supposedly incurable. Maybe they're curable, maybe they're not. A lot of people are saying if I get my colon and potentially part of my intestines removed, I will be cured of ulcerative colitis. That doesn't exactly sound like a cure to me. I'm not 100% against removing body parts, but removing them kind of also removes the functionality that those body parts would normally be giving you, and so I'm not 100% sure that that's a good plan as of yet, and neither's my doctor. My gastroenterologist doesn't think that I'm a good candidate for removing any body parts yet. No surgery for that kind of thing quite yet. Plus, the thought of that kind of scares me a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. And depression. So I've honestly, like I've had kind of I feel like waves of it for years, long time, easily probably ever since I was first diagnosed with UC all those years ago. I've probably had other instances where I had at least some form of depression, but I don't know that, like, I don't want to give up. Obviously, I don't want to give in to the disease or anything like that, but man, sometimes just thinking about it, like knowing that I have this incurable disease is a little bit overwhelming. And now I have 2 incurable diseases, so they've doubled. I'm a little outnumbered now, with 2 to 1 incurable diseases, 2, me 1. Hopefully I won't get any more in the near future, but unfortunately with autoimmune diseases, when a lot of people will have 1 to start with and then develop more over time, so odds are against me there. But this isn't something that I really talk about a whole lot, and I do apologize that this is now like a almost 30-minute video. But I really feel like this is something that I just kind of need to get off my chest. Like I don't know if this is going to be like more therapy for me, like finally telling someone, finally talking to someone about this. But I guess I'm talking to all of you guys, all you viewers who are watching, any of my subscribers who watch this, any future viewers who watch this. This is just kind of been what I've been going through. So I definitely apologize for not having content up, and I want to I would love to be able to just sit down and be like, all right, here's my schedule. I'm gonna do this every Monday, and I'm gonna do this every Thursday, and I'm gonna have a live stream every Wednesday night. You know, I would love to be able to set up something like that. Unfortunately, with now my two diseases, my schedule, everything just seems so volatile. I can never say for sure whether I'm gonna be curled up in agony in pain all night, or if I'm gonna be able to hold it together long enough to spend a couple hours with my wife and kid, or if I'm gonna be basically stuck in the bathroom for several hours because everything's not working quite right in my digestive system. And sorry, a little bit TMI there, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes I literally am just sitting there waiting for something to happen in the bathroom. And again, sorry for all the TMI, but that's part of the disease, unfortunately. There's a lot of times I don't like to go out to events. I don't like to go to parties necessarily. I don't want to go to a concert. I don't want to go shopping all day, something like that, because I don't know when I'm going to have to need to go use the restroom necessarily. And so if I don't have like a dedicated restroom nearby, I don't really want to go to some place. I'm usually okay at like a friend's house, but at the same time, I don't want to be stuck in my friend's bathroom for like an hour. You know, like that's one, that feels rude. Like I don't want to do that to my friends. But two, like that's weird. Like I don't know how else to explain that, but that just that seems weird to me. I don't want to do that. I would feel very awkward in that situation, and I don't like feeling awkward. So anyways, so that's kind of what's been going on with me lately. And again, like I said, we have been remodeling the basement. I say we, it's mostly been me, but I have had I have had I've had some help from my friends, primarily my friend Shane. He's actually in a lot of my videos. A lot of my multiplayer games that I'm playing, Shane is one of my good friends that I play a lot of games with. We've been good friends for a long time. So shout out to Shane. You're a good friend. Really appreciate you. I have no idea if he'll ever even watch this video, but yeah, he's been helping me a bit with the basement remodel. He helped me do some of the demo work to start off. So basically, the room that you see behind me, this mess of a room, is roughly 1/4-ish of my basement, maybe. It's kind of long. I don't know how well you can tell based on perspective in this room, but like I can reach out and I'm basically touching the wall to my right. Like it is not very far back, and my computer's up against the wall that's right here. And then there's another wall, obviously, over that way. I mean, you can kind of see it at this edge of the camera right here, right? Oh, my nose, sorry. And that wall extends into the other half of the basement. So there's a staircase right here. So sorry, you're getting now a basement floor plan because that's part of this video. That whole side of the basement on that way is a little bit bigger than this room behind me. Oh my goodness, excuse me. And then through this door right here that you can see at the edge of my screen, this door leads to our storage room. We have shelving in there for storage. We have like almost all of our plumbing's in there, the furnace and air conditioner stuff and hot water heater, all that stuff is in there. And that room is actually bigger than this room. Like it's a pretty big room, actually, now that I think about it. And then the other half or other side of the basement is roughly, actually, it's probably a little bit bigger than that storage room. So that side is actually pretty nice. Well, we haven't really been utilizing that side. There's just been kind of junk has been stored over there. It hasn't really been laid out very good. We never really planned things that well when we were moving some furniture down here. Like, we just kind of started moving stuff down and like, oh, there's room over here, and just crammed it in. There's baby stuff that we brought downstairs because we didn't have any room upstairs. We've got our bedroom, the baby room, a guest bedroom, a living room, a dining room, kitchen. That's it. Like, well, and the dining room isn't even really a separate room. It's like part of the kitchen basically. So not even really a dining room, and bathroom and garage and like 1-car garage, all that. Like, it's not a huge house. This isn't a gigantic house, by any means. Now that I've listed off all those rooms, it probably sounds kind of big, but I promise you, this is not a big house. This is not a mansion, nothing like that. This is a fairly normal, if not even small-ish sized house in Kansas. This is not a huge house. Most of the rooms are maybe not small, but I guess average sized. The living room is actually kind of small for a living room. The living room upstairs is the exact same size as this room. In fact, it is straight up above me. It has the same layout as this room, exactly. Like, the living room straight up there. And we have way too much furniture crammed in that tiny room. So basically, we're trying to remodel the basement, redo our storage area so that we're not storing so much extra crap in that side of the basement. Sorry, I'm mostly using this conversation as a way to kind of get out of my funk that I was in while describing everything that has gone wrong recently. I'm trying to let's end on a higher positive note here for this video. Sorry. Really, this was much harder than I thought it was going to be. So I apologize that we are now almost 37 minutes in. But yes, so that side of the basement, my goal, Shinny Baby has not had a great area to play in because, like I said, the living room up there's not that big. We have too much furniture in there. There's a couch, a love seat, I think 2 recliners, some little glider thing that we got when she was a baby that we could like rock in, but it would like slide instead of doing a rocking motion. So it's supposed to be better to help put them to sleep when they're, fussy. Whatever, it did work, but now we still have it, and we don't really do that anymore to put her to sleep. We just put her down in their bed and she goes to sleep. It's fantastic. But anyways, so we have furniture up there. We have bookshelves. It's not a big room, and so her play space is very limited. So my goal is also behind me. We have, you can kind of, okay, so there's some orange right up here. This is part of a sectional couch. Oh man, I'm trying to move my thumb around. It's just hard to do that when everything's mirrored in the camera. But that is a sectional couch. It's like, I think there's 8 or 9 different pieces that can all be assembled in different shapes. However you want, you can section it out into different pieces. We always have called it the pit group. I don't know if that is the correct or proper terminology. That is what we label that couch. We've had a coffee table back there. Our TV is right here laying down. It's usually on this wall mount back here. But it's not currently, because again, we've been kind of moving some stuff around, shuffling things. All of our DVDs are obviously on the shelves back here. There's one rack here. There's one wrong way. Oh, behind my head. There's another. Goodness, this is so hard to do. There's another rack back here. All that good stuff. So anyways, we are wanting to redo that side of the basement, which currently has a lot of our crafting stuff, old costume stuff from, like, we go to Renaissance fairs. We have all that kind of fun. We're nerds. We're geeks. We love comic conventions. All of that kind of stuff is on that side of the room. Well, not all of it, but a good chunk of it is. But we want to turn that whole area into a big kind of play area, entertainment area, all mixed together, safe place for Shinny Baby. I want her to have a good, fun place to be able to play, to have fun, and we won't have to worry about her getting into anything that she's going to hurt herself on or electrocute herself. Like, yes, the TV's going to be over there, but it's going to be up high, mounted on the wall. We're going to be doing like in-wall cabling so that she can't just go over and start yanking on cables, anything like that. DVDs and everything is going to be raised up, like not on these kind of shelves here, but some sort of different shelving. I haven't figured that out yet, but basically anything close to the ground that's in her reach, I want, if there's any kind of shelves, I want things on the shelves that she can safely pull out and play with and have fun with. The pit group's going to be over there. I want everything to be fun and safe for her, and that way we can just hang out down here in this bigger area with her a lot and not have to worry about what she's doing. You know, Shinny Wifey could be over there on this couch, gosh dang it, on this couch, and be reading a book or something, and Shinny Baby could be playing over there doing who knows what, but it doesn't really matter because everything will be safe over there. All the plugs will have the little baby outlets, which all of our plugs upstairs currently do, but there's just so many things that were not designed for a baby upstairs. And so I'm wanting to redo this part of our basement in such a way that it will be useful for us for normal situations, but will also be safe for her. And then also it will just, the basement will be nicer because of it in so many different ways. But also because of that, we're going to be redoing this room back here as well behind me. But we're finishing that side first. So you won't get to see a whole lot, especially if I do make videos and have my background right away. But eventually the area behind me, instead of being the entertainment area, this will become the kind of craft costume storage area, which I guess you can see one of my masks up here on the wall that I've made in the past. Sorry, I should probably drink some more water before I start coughing. So yeah, again, just trying to distract myself a little bit and end on a high note, but so I've been busy, I've been disease ridden, I've been depressed, I've been dealing with 2 different incurable diseases, 2 different autoimmune diseases, trying my best to stay afloat, and I really apologize that you guys have been the short end of the stick that has been left behind at the moment. I don't want to, I'm definitely not, like I said, I'm not done with YouTube, I'm not quitting. I want to make more content, but at the moment there's no schedule that I can't, there's no way that I can guarantee that I can make content each and every week or each and every day or even each and every month. I want to, I really do, but with me working a full-time plus overtime a lot of weeks, and full-time job plus overtime, trying to be able to, like, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I'm still not a big YouTuber. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It was a dream. Like, yeah, that'd be amazing. I would love to be a big YouTuber, but it's not a, it's definitely not like a get rich quick scheme. Like, just, I get, I don't know, around 8 to 10,000 views a month, which astounds me because I haven't made any content in months. But just to put this into perspective, to me that's still a lot of views. For a big YouTuber, that'd be nothing. But I get roughly $9 to $10 a month usually in ad revenue. However, YouTube also doesn't pay out until you hit $100 in accrued credits. So I haven't had a payout in a while. I think I'm due for $100 ish here in like a month or 2, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so it's not like I'm making buku bucks from YouTube or anything. I'm not huge, and that's fine. It's a neat little, every once in a while I get a little bit of extra money that I can put towards buying more equipment. Maybe I'll get a new monitor stand, or maybe I'll put it down for a new video card upgrade or something. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when it gets here. I might spend it on something else. Who knows? But I do try to, especially early on, with me not having a ton of extra money to throw at this stuff, I do try to spend my YouTube money on the channel. I want to improve things on the channel, and I also apologize that there's nothing fancy, no gameplay, no good footage. You just got ugly old me sitting here in one of my work undershirts. Nothing fancy, so I apologize, but this is what you get. Sorry. Um, yeah, so it is kind of nice getting a lot of that off my chest, but I do apologize. I've been kind of dealing with a lot of my own crap going on, and I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening, what's going on. I'm not dead. I am still here. I want to make more stuff. I want to keep making videos because I really enjoy this. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I like making content. Um, I do miss streaming. I miss some of the fun conversations we'd have, especially like back when I was streaming Dokkan, and we'd have like 100 people in chat. Like that was so cool to me that they were like, I can't. It's hard to even think about like if I was in like a high school gymnasium or something, and I've got 100 people sitting out there in the audience listening to what I'm saying and what I'm doing. Like that's insane to me. Now granted, I wasn't always at 100 viewers or anything like that, but there were sometimes some streams where that did happen, and that was so exciting to me. And I would love to get back to that. I want so bad to be able to get to a healthy point again. Um, but at the same time, this is where some of that kind of, I don't want to say dark reality, but some of those dark thoughts kind of creep in, and I think that it's also possible that I may not ever get healthy again. I may not. I might have used up all my health days. With my diseases. God, that. Sorry. Just thinking about. It's been a fairly recent diagnosis for the second one, so I do apologize. That's still kind of hitting me harder than I thought it was going to. But yeah, dealing with the diseases and everything, I'm kind of thinking sometime, and again, this is probably the depression talking. This is probably just some of those deep dark thoughts, but sometimes I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I will get back to a healthy point where I will be able to do things normally again. I want to so bad. Like that's what I want. That's what I hope for. And maybe it'll happen. Maybe it will. I don't know. But so I'm gonna try my best. I'm still fighting the good fight. I'm doing what I can. I'm my top priority is always going to be my family and obviously my own health. I gotta try to take care of myself. But whenever I am feeling good, and whenever I am, even if it's just for a night or even a couple hours, when I'm feeling good and I've got some free time, I'm definitely going to be trying to make some videos or have a surprise live stream or something. So please, if you do enjoy my stuff, please, I guess, hang around a little bit longer. Hopefully we can have some of those fun hangouts again in some of the live streams. Maybe I'll be able to make some funny videos or something that people will enjoy. I've always kind of liked making people laugh and stuff like that. So hopefully at some point in time, you've tuned into my channel and either I've helped you with a tutorial or made you laugh in some way. So, sorry, I'm gonna have to stop the video pretty soon. It was one, this is a really long video, and two, I've probably repeated myself like 20 times, but I'm getting a little bit choked up. I'm having a hard time continuing, so this is where I'm going to end this video for now. I guess I'll see you guys next time. ShinigamiNG out.